The Google Pixel A series has been a quiet success for Google. It offers many of the main features of the Pixel flagship devices at an affordable price and often punches well above its weight in its own price category. This year, just as we did a couple of years ago in 2020, we purchased a Google Pixel A series device, in this case the Google Pixel 6a. It's a lovely, relatively small device from Google, which really does pick up the mantle that the Google Pixel 4a did. We didn't really get involved in the Google Pixel 5a because that never really came to the UK. Due to supply chain issues and marketing decisions, Google never really pushed that series of devices in the UK. But with the Google Pixel 6a, you get a very compelling package for a very affordable price. So, what is the Google Pixel 6a? It's a smartphone from Google that has the Google Pixel Tensor chipset that we first saw in the Google Pixel 6 series in 2021. It has a 12 megapixel dual camera setup, that's two 12 megapixel cameras, which are very, very close in specifications to the ones we saw previously on the Google Pixel 5, on the Google Pixel 4, on the Google Pixel 3, and so on. It is a tried and tested camera system with the software that Google has been continuously developing and improving on since the early days of the Pixel lineup. So in terms of value, you're getting a good smartphone with a flat screen, none of your fancy curved screens, a decent camera system, very good battery life in my experience, and an overall user experience which only Google can deliver with the Pixel series of products. You get the Google Pixel experience of software, that is Google's own Android distribution, which has some light improvements over what some people refer to as stock Android or is AOSP. Those improvements are usually things that leverage either the Tensor chip on the smartphone, using AI to do things like even transcribe this video, as I am doing at the moment, using the Recorder app, to improve your camera performance with AI, and to just generally make your battery life last as long as possible, whilst not affecting the battery itself. So when we talk about battery life, the Google Pixel 6a always got me through a full day, even of heavy use when traveling. I was very, very happy, and I still am very happy with the battery life on the Google Pixel 6a. Because it's a smaller smartphone, it has a smaller battery, but that doesn't affect the actual usability of it. It's a 4500 mAh battery that fast charges at 18 watts. Now, compared to some of the competition, such as the Honor 70, charging at 18 watts is not great, but it's still faster than a standard charge. And that will allow you to get around about a third of your battery in half an hour quick charge from flat. So if you forgot to charge your phone overnight, you can quickly charge it whilst you're having a shower and get through most of your day that way, and top up as you go. Sadly, topping up doesn't involve wireless charging. The plastic back on the Google Pixel 6a doesn't have any of the wireless charging facilities in there, so bear that in mind. If you're looking for a device in this price range with wireless charging, there are very few options really. Mainly Apple and maybe some of the Chinese OEMs. The flat screen at the front is an OLED one. The colours are nice and punchy. The overall dimness range, as in how dim you can make it when you're using it at night, is quite impressive. But one of the downsides that commenters have put on the internet is that it's only a 60 Hz refresh rate. Yes, I would say that it is noticeable when you have your Google Pixel 6a sitting next to, say, your Google Pixel 7 Pro or any other 120 Hz refresh smartphone. But on its own, when in day-to-day use, you won't notice that 60 Hz refresh rate, and most people really don't care. Even playing high-end games like Call of Duty Mobile or Asphalt, I've not really noticed that slower refresh rate be affecting me in any meaningful way. Yes, I can occasionally notice it, but really it's not an important thing. And especially when you're talking about a device which is less than £400 sterling, it's not really an issue. Within that display, there is a selfie camera. It's an 8 megapixel selfie camera, which is in a notch or a cutout at the top center of the screen. This allows you to record full HD video, make video calls, and take decent selfies, though the high dynamic range on that camera is not as good as on the cameras on the back. The two 12 megapixel cameras on the back are a standard one with optical image stabilization, as well as a 12 megapixel ultra-wide one. Both cameras take amazing pictures, and I say that because it's amazing how little effort you need to put into taking a good picture. Just as with the Google Pixel 4a or the Google Pixel 6 Pro or even the Google Pixel 7 Pro, you just have to point your phone in the general direction of what you want to capture, press the shutter button, and it will do its job. The Google Tensor chip in the Google Pixel 6a helps with the artificial intelligence of understanding the scene, the subject, and where necessary, automatically turning on night mode. So all you need to do is point your phone in the right direction, click the shutter button, and if it's low light, wait a second, and then you'll get a pretty decent picture, whatever the circumstances. Even in low light, the Google Pixel 6a punches well above its price category. It is truly impressive in terms of its performance. The wide-angle camera also is not too wide-angle, there's not too much distortion at the edges, and the colour difference from the main sensor is slightly muted, but nothing compared to other devices we've seen in this price category. If anything, I've noticed there is a little bit of oversaturation of some things such as skies, but that's just my personal preference. I'm not too fond of the sky oversaturation. The 12 megapixel main camera on the back of the Google Pixel 6a is capable of recording 4K video. Not only is it capable of recording 4K video, it can also record 4K video at 60 frames per second. Now, as a normal user, that's not really that important to me, but our Chief Aperture Officer, Lukasz, tells me that that's quite important for him, especially when he's editing videos like these, and he maybe needs to slow things down a little bit. So the Google Pixel 6a has been a mainstay of my devices since last summer. And part of the reason for that is because the cameras are so easy to use. And I have a couple of new additions to our household, two little kittens who are very, very mobile. But more importantly, I wanted to capture as many pictures of them as possible. And the Pixel 6a did a really, really good job of that. I would argue better than any smartphone in that price category. In terms of overall camera performance, it's a winner, and we are not the only ones saying this. The MKBHD video on the best camera phones of 2022 marked the Google Pixel 6a as a winner, just because it is the smartphone that gives the most pleasant pictures to most people. It is really very impressive for a device that costs less than half some of the flagships, beating them in such an easy manner. It really is quite an accomplishment. Overall, I'd say the Google Pixel 6a is great, even in travel conditions. So the Google Pixel 6a uses a nano SIM, a physical SIM card, but it also has the capacity of using an eSIM. So if you're traveling, such as I was recently either in India or on a trip to the US, it's easy to install and set up as an eSIM on the smartphone and save a fortune on roaming charges. For a smartphone in this price category, having the eSIM capability is really, really good. Security-wise, the Google Pixel 6a, just as the Google Pixel 6 Pro, has a Titan M2 chip in it. That secures your biometric details, either for face unlock or for fingerprint unlock, as well as your passwords and all other security-related things within it. It's an extra layer of security that Google offers with its custom chipset. The other thing is, for unlocking your smartphone, this fingerprint scanner is embedded under that OLED screen. It's relatively fast and reliable. I found this to be faster and better than on the Google Pixel 6 Pro. It's also on a par with what we've seen from the Google Pixel 7 Pro. The Google Pixel 6a has an extra point to its advantage. It offers up to 4 years of security updates. That means that the device should be good for security updates until mid-2026. Not only that, you'll get 3 versions of Android. As we took the Google Pixel 6a out of the box, it was running Android 12. And with the latest software updates, we're now running Android 13. And it's expected to get at least Android 14 and maybe another version beyond. But in terms of software updates, if you want the latest and greatest, Samsung is good, but Google is always slightly better. Okay, so to sum things up, the Google Pixel 6a is an incredible smartphone for its price. Now, the original recommended retail price was £399 sterling, but since then, on Black Friday offers, pre-Christmas offers, we've seen the price regularly at around about £299. If you do see a deal where the price is at £299, it's a no-brainer, jump at it. If, on the other hand, you're looking for something in a similar price category, you might also want to consider other videos here on the Tech Travel Geeks YouTube channel. Devices such as the Honor 70 or the Samsung Galaxy A53, not to mention the Nothing Phone 1. All these devices we think are incredible compared to a few years ago. This price category gives you quite the selection of features and performance of true flagships. And I think that in terms of the Google Pixel 6a, it has another advantage. It's a slightly more pocketable, manageable phone, which in my view is fantastic. And I'll carry on carrying this in my pocket and using it whilst traveling, thanks to the extra functionality of eSIM and what I consider to be pretty decent battery life. If you made it so far into this video, thanks for making it this far. If you don't already, please do subscribe to the Tech Travel Geeks here on YouTube. We cover consumer electronics, gadgets, accessories, anything we think makes the travel experience better. And we already have quite a back catalogue of videos about the Google Pixel 6a, all the way from its unboxing to accessories and little extras such as cases for the device. So make sure you're subscribed, check out our older videos, and for now, thanks for watching and goodbye from us.